Hello, my name is David Holechko, and I'm the president of the Dyer Historical Society. Today, we will be talking about Dyer's prehistoric history before the arrival of humans in the North American continent and the Ice Age in Dyer and Lake County. Before the arrival of the glaciers in Lake County and the larger region, the region was considered rugged and hilly. However, when the glaciers did arrive in Lake County in the larger region, the terrain was changed 5 times. What would be occurring is the glaciers, this is the land, the glaciers would be moving across the land and the land would be sinking slowly. The terrain above would be pushed. This would continue until it reached the Appalachian Mountains, in which the Appalachian Mountains would then prevent the glaciers from going any further. Rather than going up, the glaciers started to dig downward into the land, creating the low sea levels that we have currently in Lake County, such as along 5 and 20 feet above sea level. With the retreating of the glaciers came the glacial lakes, which dotted across much of North America. However, the one that we're going to be talking about is Lake Chicago. Lake Chicago stretched from the southern ends of what would be Dyer, Indiana, along Dyer Town Hall, all the way to where Lake Michigan currently is, before continuing eastward until you reached Valparaiso, which at the time certain parts were considered islands. Lake Chicago would have 3 stages. The third stage would be where along Glenwood Shoreline, which is where modern day Route 30 is currently. The high point at one point was where Myers Castle was currently. And the second stage is currently where Ridge Road is right now. And this would then be currently where Ridge Road is currently, and it would continue to stay like that until its final stage, which is along Calumet City. Certain areas along the forest preserve, you can notice that it rises. Certain areas, such as on Ridge Road, you see how the terrain rises, and especially along the Glenwood shoreline, you can see that Myers Castle is built upon a large sand dune. With the retreat of those 3 stages came the modern Lake Michigan that we have today. However, there was one final thing that was still here: the swamps, the marshes, and the smaller but significant lakes, such as Cedar Lake and Lake St. George. Lake St. George, once again, reached from the southern ends of the town of Dyer along the Lincoln Highway all the way to northern Munster and southern Highland before draining out into the Little Calumet River. I hope that you enjoyed your time here as I told you about the prehistoric history of Dyer, Indiana, as we continue our story into the Native Americans arriving in the Dyer, Indiana area. If you wish to visit the Dyer Historical Society, we'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, from 1 to 4 or 2 to 4. However, we do have after hours, which stretches on the 3rd Thursday of every month from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. during the town council meetings. I hope to see you. Thank you.